What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's Mr. Mental Health. Please, if you're new, like, subscribe, comment, share, anything to help this movement grow. One of the topics that I haven't touched on, I was kind of waiting. It's a variety of ways that you can, and I'll probably elaborate on it in other ways. Is single parenting. Single parent moms too, especially single parent moms. I know the single parent dad kind of, gets swept under the rug, but percentage wise, the single parent mom, so the larger scale is, is more of them, period. There's no way to, sugarcoat it or dress it up. There's more single parent moms than any other, and then the males. So to speak. So today's topic is just mental health issues. What are some mental health issues with single parent mothers? It's so many. You got anxiety, and the anxiety just comes from doing everything on your own. Do you have the financial means to the kid to play sports, to be involved in gymnastics, dance, violin, flute, saxophone, piano, dance. I don't know, I probably said that, but yeah, it's so many trips, prom, all that financial gain is on you. Just the anxiety of, I cannot fail at no point in time. I have to always make myself, put myself in position so my kid can, have better opportunities than I have. Then you got it being both parents at times. Sometimes you got to be the mom and the dad, and I know that have to be tough because you don't have the man answers and the presence of a man if you are a single mom. And then the reverse side, if you're a single dad, the presence of a mom. I know for me, I kind of talk about that video down the line. My daughter, my oldest daughter, doesn't have a mom. Her mom, God rest her soul, died from cancer. So, I can't answer some of those female questions. And I'm sure, that's pressure, that's anxiety. You don't want your kid to go out here and ask the wrong type of question to the wrong person. And you want yourself to be available with, you may not have these answers. Birthdays, you want your kids to have, you want to do everything you can so your kid can have the type of birthday party or birthday, holidays, vacation, it's just so much pressure on a single parent. I kind of get into some areas that single mom, I'm just naming some things, that throwing it out there because it's a lot of them. And then you got the stubborn mom, the stubborn dad, more so the stubborn mom who don't want to ask for help. You feel like you got everything under control, and you may have everything under control, but it's some things that you just don't have an answer to. It's some things that you need help with. It's some times that you're gonna need a day off, and I know that's impossible for some single parent moms. They don't have a support system, they don't have resources, and they may be relocated in another whole type of city, and the trust issue with kids staying the night. I know back in the day, my mom and my dad, didn't let me stay nowhere, and now I see why. You know what I mean? Like, it all makes sense now. You can't stay nowhere. I don't care if I've been knowing them, I don't know them. You know what I mean? Now I understand. No, you ain't spending the night. I don't care about none of that. I don't care how cool y'all are. I don't care how cool I am with the parents, but because you don't know what they do in their house. You know what I mean? And here goes one that's really swept under the rug. Parents that struggle with kids with disabilities, from being autistic to from having Down syndrome, from just being maybe in a car accident and the kid can't get around no more. Like, that's, man, the burden and the mental, you feel like you did something wrong as a parent for your kid to end up like this, the stress of it and not having a day off. And if they are, autistic kids that probably don't speak, it's even worse, so it's that is so swept under the rug, and people don't talk about that. And that's an important topic because those are the parents who need the most help, from people. But they won't ask because they feel like they don't want their kid or their situation to be a burden to anybody. And I get it. That's really, really swept up under the rug. And I think that deserves a whole nother conversation itself, because they need help. They don't, and they not getting it either, because some men don't have even the patience sometimes to even deal with those type of situations. And, the mom is out here making it happen, and I think men, dude, get your kid for a day. Get your kid when you're supposed to, as far as visitation. Get your kid, like the mom needs help. And then you wonder why, like, she may have a breakdown or about to go crazy. Dude, she done had these kids. I already know, like, I already know, like, my daughter gives me a run. And just imagine if it's multiple kids of her age, and, it's a lot, man. With school being out, and, the stress level of sending them somewhere, and you have your kid 24/7. You can't even use the bathroom sometimes without somebody knocking on the door. So just peace of quiet. But guys, get your kid a day visitation. Get your kid. There's just certain topic and issues that a mom can't answer and a dad can't answer. You need both parents need to have some insight, and they need to be able to juggle back and forth. Like, what is the best? What is the best? Answer. And it may not be the right answer, but it's the best answer for that situation. You got to have the best of both worlds, and that's why you have a mom and a dad, or whatever you ever line up. But kids need their, they need to have the good and the evil sometimes, the best of both worlds when it comes to certain topics that can be answered. And just some single parent issues. I kind of looked up some things. Just sleep deprivation, man. And you don't get sleep. What is sleep? Because you find it the best time for you to do a lot of things is when everybody sleep. You can get more done. I don't even care about laundry, but you can it's so many things that you can get done when somebody is not asking you questions, asking you do this, do that. You got to fix this. You got, do this, go there, blah, blah, blah. It's just so much you can get done when they sleep. But sleep deprivation leads to a whole different other array of topics, And this one right here, inadequate self-care. I know there's some women out here that can't exercise. A spa trip would be like a dream come true to them. A vacation, a walk on the beach, some peace and quiet, a foot massage, a pedicure. That's a pipe dream for some of these women out here. And just in general, like as a parent, like, sometimes what is self-care? Because sometimes even self-care, you're taking your kids on vacation, Like, and they deserve it, but what are you doing for yourself as far as self-care? What does your self-care look like? And I think, you have to find something, for yourself. Take a day off from work, before the kids get home, and that may be hard too. You may not have the PTO. You may not have the flexibility. It's so many things that, you may not have, the means to do. And, but self-care is another one. Financial insecurity. Being on your own, having the responsibility to have to do everything is a lot. From these high utility bills you get in the wintertime for emergency situations, car breakdown. It's just so many. You may not have another source of income. So, stay away from loans, though, from these payday advance loans and stuff. But that may be the option at the time. I'm not saying to do it, but hopefully you don't have to. But just the, the insecurity of it, the loss of somebody else, that other income is what maybe kept you afloat in a lot of areas, which comes down to, can y'all play a sport? Can I go out of town? Can I do this? AAU basketball is high. Gymnast, all this stuff is expensive. It costs. And sometimes you can't do stuff for yourself. That's why I go back to self-care. Like, what is self-care what I'm supposed to do for free? Like I said, you can take a day off, sleep, walk in the park, get some air, but financial insecurity. And then ongoing conflicts with your exes. Everybody have them, because I guess it ain't over, and the thing is, sometimes going back to the exes is the level of comfort when it comes to sex, when it comes to pretty much anything. It may not be healthy, but it's a level of comfort, and then just when you're going through it with them, but it's bullying involved, it's manipulation, You got child support. I mean, it's so much that, you know what I mean, that goes on with these type of situations, but just going back and forth. And that's how a lot of people end up hating their ex. And then that's a whole nother topic to why the kid can't even see the other parent, you know. So the list goes on with these type of issues. And then weak support networks. What does your support system look like? Of course, you got to find the right people who genuinely love you and love your situation, your kids, and understand your situation, and don't judge you or treat you any different because of your situation. You got to find better support systems. But most of the times, your friends, quote unquote, they drift away. You know what I mean? You get to find out who your real friends are when you face trial and tribulations, and especially if you're a single mom, you really get to find out, because now you get to see who is there, who has my back, regardless of the circumstances. And then, like I alluded to, a child with special needs, and man, that's a different. You got cerebral palsy, you got multiple sclerosis, you got autistic kids, you got, man, it's so many different types of form of handicap or children with disabilities that a parent struggle with and don't have an outlet to release from dealing with this kid 24/7, because some situations are 24/7 type ordeals. So can you imagine somebody, you know, at least sometimes the ride for work for me is or me going for running in the morning or exercising. They can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. And I feel like these are, in my opinion, sometimes the worst of the single moms, because who is there for them in some situations, and they need help. You know, that's just the bottom line, the reality of the situation. And then the history of abuse. Some single moms are, you know what I mean, are dealing with substance abuse dudes who feel like putting their hands on a woman is the best for the situation. You know, meanwhile she's still dealing with her own kids, her own issues. But it's a lot of them, man. It's a lot of people who are dealing with domestic violence. And I would never call anybody stupid for staying in these type of situations, because you just never know what level of it, you know, what level of domestic violence they're involved in, and how, what's the next step? Like, is it death? You know what I mean? Like, if you walk away, can you relocate? Is it that bad? Have you fill out police reports? It's so much that you go through with that. And then you got just the stigma of judgment, you know, the stereotypes of, you know, a motherhood, how all single moms, you know, you are all single moms, it's all single, man. Like, find out who the person really is and what they have on their plate before you forecast that type of judgment on them, because you don't know what they're going through. You know, your job is stressful, your home life is stressful, your family situation can be stressful. What do you have? Who do you turn to? Do you have family? Do you have real friends? Do you have people that you can confide in? Do you trust anybody? So before you say all single moms, like, get a chance to know what the person is dealing with, because for them to go to work, have dinner ready, deal with an extracurricular activity, showers, your jobs, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for somebody itself. Bills are due. You can't pay this. That's a lot to deal with on a daily basis, and the stress level is just through the roof. You know, some things, just to switch it up real quick before I end this video, just, you know, it's a few things that you could really do. And one of them is, you know, find you some type of club where it's other single moms, you know, a single mom, start your own club that's going through the same thing y'all going through, and where y'all can maybe rotate babysitting from a trust issue, or maybe rotate this or rotate that, or put in a pot where y'all have money saved, you know what I mean, where y'all can do X, Y, and Z. But that's the only way y'all have wine nights. You know, everybody can't go, and which may not be a bad thing. Maybe somebody got an older kid that, you know, but it's finding a way to do things in that magnitude. Ask for help. You're never too strong to ask for help. The strongest person, needs help. You know, ask. You know, you never know who is watching you and waiting for the opportunity to help you. There's some good people in here, some people out in society that got some great hearts and they willing to help you. Network, build a network, find resources that's out here for you with self-care and these other type of topics. Self-care, you got to get some self-care. You got to practice something. You got to find something that takes away from this. And then last thing but not least, man, find some type of counseling service. You know, the way insurance is set up now, they charging, you can almost do $20 every time you go. And you may have up to 10 to 15 a year. So take advantage of your insurance policy, your health insurance. And find somebody who you can let all this out to. But yeah, this is my single parent video. Like I said, I'll be back for more as far as single parent. There's so many layers to it that I could have stayed on these topics and addressed. You know, those just a few. But don't judge the single mom. Don't judge the single dad. You get these people their flowers while they're here, and let them know. If you got, reach out to your family and tell them you love them. They need that support. You know, you doing a good job goes a long way. Checking in goes a long way. So check on your folks. I'm Mr. Mental Health. I'm out. Thank you for watching my video. Y'all enjoy y'all day.